Hey, welcome to the Know. I'm Ashley. Thousands of PSN users were accidentally banned last night, so that kind of sucks, all because of a problem with PayPal. For reasons unknown, it looks like PayPal and PlayStation have had a little bit of a communication goof because PayPal apparently did a huge chargeback on PlayStation accounts, leaving thousands of PSN users who pay with PayPal in the red, which then resulted in PlayStation banning their accounts. At first, this only seemed to be relegated to UK users, but the US PlayStation support account on Twitter is also getting flooded with similar complaints this morning. According to an inside PayPal source who spoke with Kotaku Australia about the matter, thousands were affected. The source also said the problem is on PlayStation's end, but so far neither company has made an official statement about the problem. So if you've been mysteriously banned and you pay for PSN with PayPal, this is probably why. It will get sorted out, but boy, that sucks for you. Now, PlayStation's not the only console maker under fire today, because one major video game retailer is blaming Nintendo openly for the current state of its financial woes. This blame game comes courtesy of UK chain, Game, who just told investors in a recent earnings briefing that their year is going to be below expected because Nintendo can't keep enough Switches coming in. Kind of interesting, seeing as how Switch is selling well above Nintendo's own expectations, but there you go. They also said people are buying fewer PS4s and Xboxes too. But it's not the first time we've heard a retailer pin the blame on another video game company. Just last year, GameStop pointed the finger at Infinite Warfare when their quarter came in below expected. So, hey guys, if you think things are bad now, just wait until the SNES Classic that no one will be able to get. Although I still really want one. Microsoft's big franchise staples, that's Halo and Gears of War, were both kind of non-existent at this year's E3, but Xbox boss Phil Spencer has just a tiny bit to share about each franchise. Speaking with DualShockers, Spencer said that he's recently visited the developers of both Halo and Gears of War, and that he's seen amazing work. So they're working on something! There's no telling when we'll be able to actually see any of that amazing work, but good to know that it's at least happening on some level. Recently, 343 indicated it was going to be a very long time before we're told anything at all about the next mainline Halo game, so maybe put the hopes on the back burner. Let's not ramp it up too quick. All-time classic Shadow of the Colossus is getting a fresh remake for the PS4. If you missed that, Mika cried when they announced it, but there are chances that the game might not be exactly the same as you remember it. The game's creator, Fumito Ueda, revealed in a recent interview that he's requested some changes in the game, things that he wanted to fix or improve before the original game released. Speaking with Eurogamer, Ueda mentioned that he submitted his petition, but he's not sure if the request will be honored. As to what those changes actually are, Ueda's not really talking. He said, "Those things of the remake that I would like to change, I can't mention because if I say one thing and in the final version that thing is not included, it's a problem." Although, considering his track record in The Last Guardian, maybe Sony just shouldn't let him tinker with it, or we're not going to see it until PlayStation 5 is out. Although Trico is freaking adorable. Kid I could leave, but Trico was cute. Now, if you're like everyone at the Know offices, you are constantly hitting F5 on those SNES Mini pre-order pages, in the US at least, hoping for the moment that tiny consoles go live. They already went live in Europe and immediately pre-ordered out, so we're all very worried for ourselves. But according to some recent information around the web, those pre-orders might not even be available for another month or so. i4U is reporting that the reason neither the Xbox One X or the SNES Classic have pre-orders just yet is because items for sale in the US must have FCC approval before they can go live, and that approval can take several weeks. Since we live in an age where people browse FCC approvals for product leaks, companies often wait to submit their approvals until after they've announced their tech, which is what it seems like has probably happened here with Microsoft and Nintendo for their recent consoles. So, based on that timeline, we may not see the SNES Classic up for pre-order in the US until the end of July, if all this information is accurate. Either way, we will still be hitting F5 until it happens. I will break that button on the keyboard, or key on the keyboard since it's not a button board. Now, it looks like there are a lot more Marvel-based games in the works. In an interview with GameSpot, Marvel Games Vice President Mike Jones said that there are some incredible unannounced games in the pipeline. Jones said, "We absolutely have a roadmap. We have some incredible mobile, console, and VR games planned that I can't announce or talk about today." He also hinted that a game based on the Defenders could be a thing. Of course, we already know about some projects, like the much-hyped Spider-Man game that's coming for PlayStation 4. Meanwhile, the Telltale Guardians of the Galaxy game recently released, plus there's the upcoming Avengers game by Eidos Montreal and Crystal Dynamics, but it sounds like there could be a whole lot more on the way, which we're totally on board with. Now, heads up to StarCraft fans, we've got a release date and price on the upcoming remastered version of the RTS Classic. Blizzard says the game will be coming to the PC on August 14th for $15. Hey, like Modern Warfare Remastered at your $40. Get a load of this, maybe follow their lead. This one also includes the Brood War expansion. Hey, Modern Warfare Remastered, have you considered including DLC? Now, while the graphics have gotten an overhaul to support 4K and the sound's also been prettied up, Blizzard says nothing about the gameplay has been changed. Pre-orders are now up on Battle.net if you're interested. John Romero, one of the original forces behind Doom, is apparently also a legendary collector of games and memorabilia, and apparently he's decided it's time to start cleaning out the closet because he's recently auctioned off his personal Doom 2 floppy disks on eBay. Romero said he was surprised at how much they sold for, which was a whopping $3,150. Asked if he's planning to sell more stuff, Romero said he will, but it'll take some time. After all, he and his wife Brenda Romero have been game developers for 35 years, so they've probably managed to accumulate a lot of stuff by now. And it sounds like the upcoming Witcher series on Netflix might be getting just a little bit of help from the game's original team. Now, while CD Projekt Red isn't formally involved with the show in any way, we do know that Tomek Baginski, who produced the CGI intros for all 3 of the games, will be directing an episode, which is really cool. And the game's composer, Mykolai Stroinski, recently posted about visiting the Netflix head office in Los Angeles, and a few hours later, he made another Facebook post saying it was the perfect time to figure out the music for the project I don't even have yet. And what could that project be? I mean, well, we'll have to wait and see. But if it turns out to be The Witcher show, that'd be a pretty cool link to its gaming side of the franchise, right? Is Patty Jenkins coming back to direct the Wonder Woman sequel? I know we all thought the answer was a definite yes, but the movie is already an unquestioned smash hit, having made more than $663 million worldwide, which makes it the highest grossing female-directed movie ever, which means that Jenkins returning to direct the sequel should be a foregone conclusion, right? Maybe. In a recent interview, Jenkins seemed to indicate that she was coming back, but then later on Twitter, she walked those comments back. Yesterday, she tweeted, "Thanks for the excitement, but that wasn't a confirmation, just talking about ideas and hopes, but still excited and hopeful." So it looks like things are still up in the air, but she's gotta be coming back, right? I mean, DC, don't let her go. This is your one. I mean, obviously, you know, we know Batman v Superman and Man of Steel and Suicide Squad made a ton of money, but people actually liked this one, like in mass quantities. You hold on to her tight. I can't believe we're doing this story, but it's a great one to finish it off so we can all go burn down the world. Bad news, fidget spinner fans! Your favorite distraction device might have a fatal flaw. Yes, this is where we're at with news today. Apparently, at least 2 fidget spinners with Bluetooth, because they need that, have burst into flames recently. It's like the hoverboards all over again. Gizmodo reports that women in Michigan and Alabama had similar experiences with their spinners going all Human Torch while they were charging. One said her fidget spinner had been charging for less than 45 minutes when it caught fire, and when she tried to identify the manufacturer, she only found the words "Made in China" on the box. Of course, this isn't the first Fed product to catch fire. I already mentioned the hoverboards, and also there was the Samsung Galaxy Note 7 was a big hit. At any rate, be careful out there. Don't charge your fidget spinner while you're sleeping. Why would you need to plug in a fidget spinner? Can we just talk about why any fidget spinner needs Bluetooth support? Oh, you know what? No fad is worth a burned down house or your life, or let's be honest, fidget spinning. right, that's all the news we have for you guys today. Let us know what you think of all these stories in the comments down below. To make sure you get news from every corner of the internet every single day, make sure you like this video. If you're new around here, the other part of that equation is subscribe to the know, because that way you'll actually see the videos in your feed and you'll get that news, and then you can watch it and then you'll be all informed about what's new in the world of fidget spinners. Wouldn't want to miss that. We know that Tomek Baginski, who fucking knows? Well, CD Projekt Red isn't involved in the show formally. We know that Tomek Baginski, not even Baginski. I'm just making names up now. Mikolai Strinsky. And no matter what I say, someone will tell me that I'm wrong.